1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Banjo Land, Mike Heading here. For this week's lesson, I've got a kickoff or a solo to the classic song John Hardy in the key of A. Great song for beginners or intermediate players that want to work on, again, playing a melody on the banjo, working on bringing out the melody, and working on your speed. This song's done a little bit faster, so this is a great song to work on your speed. I'm going to break down the whole thing note for note and then show you a bunch of backup stuff you can do, vamping that you can do on this song, and kind of down the neck rolling backup you can do on this song. Alright, so here's John Hardy in the key of A. So here's the first three measures of John Hardy. Let me play it and then I'll break it down. Remember, I've got my capo on the 2nd fret, so we're playing out of the key of G, but it's going to sound like the key of A. Here we go. One more time. Okay, so we're going to start with our pickup, and we're going to start with a pinch. We're going to pinch strings 5, 3, and 1. So T-I-M, all three fingers. So I'm pinching every other string, 5, 3, and 1. And that's on beat 1, so I'm going 1, 2, and then I'm going to let that ring out for 2 beats. So 1, 2. And then I'm going to do a 2, 3 slide on the 3rd string with a forward roll. So T-I-M, strings 3, 2, 1 there, T-I-M. And then I'm going to hit the 5th string one more time. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Let's do that a few times. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Do it once without the counting. But I'd really recommend counting beat 2, especially if you're just starting out. It's easy to rush through that, and you got to give that first pinch 2 full beats. So 1, 2. The other thing you could do is if you're coming from playing backup, sometimes doing that pinch is a little tricky. So what you could do is hit the open 3rd string, and then pinch the outside strings 5 and 1, and then do that 2, 3 slide. So instead of letting that first pinch ring out for 2 beats, you're basically substituting a thumb on the 3rd string and then a pinch. So 1. That's probably a little bit easier coming from the backup, but if you're coming just from a kickoff to start the song, that first pinch kind of sounds really cool. So, and then we're gonna land in a C chord. So I'm doing that forward roll, hitting the open 5th string, and then I'm gonna go into my C chord with my first 2 fingers. And I'm going to hit the first note of measure 2 with my index finger of my right hand. So let me play measure 2 and then I'll break it down. So we're going to do basically the Foggy Mountain breakdown roll over a C chord. So let's break that down. So let's do it with just the right hand. So I'm going to hit the open 2nd string with my index finger of my right hand. Then my thumb's going to come down and I'm going to do thumb middle. So strings 2 and 1. And then I'm going to go up to the 5th string and do 5, 2, 1, 5. So 1. Remember, start it with your index finger. Then your thumb comes down. That's commonly referred to as the Foggy Mountain breakdown roll. We're going to use that a bunch of times in this song. So we're basically doing that over a C chord. And you have to start with your index finger because your last note of measure 1 is your thumb, so you're not going to be able to sneak your thumb down there. Make sure you're starting it with your index finger. Okay, then here's measure 3. We're going to reach our pinky up to the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and I'm going to play that note. And then you'll see kind of a 0 on the open 5th string with some parentheses. That's kind of a ghost note. So what I mean by that is you don't want to really hit that note really hard, but we want to play that note as kind of a placeholder. So I'm going to play that 3rd fret, and then I'm going to lightly hit the 5th string, and then I'm going to go back to the 2nd fret on the 1st string. And then I'm going to lightly hit that 5th string again. The melody is up on the 1st string, and we're using that 5th string again as a placeholder. Again, to keep the time when the song's faster. So here we go. Let's play measures 2 and 3 together. So it's So 1, 2, and 3. Measure 3, they're all quarter notes, so don't rush those too fast. So, okay, let's play the first 3 measures. So here we go. Pinch. Let's do that again. Now here's measure 4. Hit the open first string, and then we're going to do that. Basically, it's kind of the same as the Foggy Mountain breakdown roll, except we're starting with the first string instead of the second string. So instead of starting with our index finger, we're going to start with our middle finger. Everything else after that's going to be the same. So we're going to hit, let's just do the right hand first. So open first string, then your thumb comes down, you do thumb middle, and then you go up to the 5th string and do 5, 2, 1, 5. T-I-M-T. So you can loop both those. So the only thing we're going to do with our left hand is add a 2-3 hammer on. So we're going to hit the open first string, then we're going to do a 2-3 hammer on the second string. So right as I'm doing that thumb middle, so keep your left hand down after you do that 2-3 hammer on. So you can loop that one. Very classic bluegrass lick. Okay, let's play the first 4 measures. Here we go. One more time. Okay, now here's measure 5.